Hello guys, it's the Unclear 999. Today's video is about trees. Not that type of trees you're thinking of. Trees are often seen as mere background elements in our daily lives, planted along sidewalks, rooted in yards, or standing silently in forests. But their impact on the planet is anything but passive. They are among the oldest living organisms on Earth, and their role in maintaining ecological balance is vital, multifaceted, and irreplaceable. Trees serve as the lungs of our planet, absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and releasing life-giving oxygen in return. A mature tree can absorb up to 48 pounds of CO per year and release enough oxygen for 2 people annually, but their contribution extends far beyond that. Trees purify the air by trapping harmful pollutants such as sulfur dioxide, ammonia, and nitrogen oxides on their leaves and bark, thereby improving the health of everything that breathes near them. They also act as natural air conditioners. Their canopies provide shade that cools the environment, reduces the need for artificial cooling systems, and lowers energy consumption in urban areas. By doing so, trees combat the urban heat island effect, where cities experience significantly higher temperatures than surrounding rural areas due to concrete and asphalt absorbing heat. Furthermore, trees play a crucial role in regulating the water cycle. Their roots anchor soil, preventing erosion, reducing runoff, and improving water quality by filtering rainwater as it percolates into the ground. In flood-prone areas, tree roots act like sponges, absorbing excess rainfall and minimizing the risk of natural disasters. In regions prone to drought, trees help retain soil moisture and reduce evaporation, ensuring long-term agricultural sustainability. Trees also foster biodiversity. Their branches and trunks serve as homes, nurseries, and food sources for birds, insects, mammals, fungi, and even microscopic organisms. A single mature oak tree can support over 500 species, serving as an entire ecosystem unto itself. But their contribution doesn't stop at the physical level. Psychologically and emotionally, trees offer solace. Numerous studies show that spending time around trees, or even viewing them from a window, can reduce stress, anxiety, and symptoms of depression. Forest Badinja, Japanese practice known as Shinran-yoku, demonstrates the therapeutic power of being among trees, lowering cortisol levels and boosting immune function. Culturally and spiritually, trees have long symbolized life, wisdom, growth, and connection across traditions and civilizations. From the Bodhi tree under which the Buddha attained enlightenment, to the Yggdrasil of Norse mythology, to the sacred groves found in indigenous belief systems, trees are deeply intertwined with human meaning. As climate change accelerates, trees have emerged as one of our most natural and scalable defenses. Reforestation and afforestation projects are now key strategies in global climate policy. Trees sequester carbon, support climate resilience, and provide livelihoods for communities worldwide. They are not just silent sentinels of our past, they are vital architects of a sustainable future. The more we plant, protect, and learn from trees, the better equipped we are to restore balance to our planet. Beyond their environmental and emotional impact, trees provide immense economic value, both directly and indirectly, often in ways we overlook. Trees boost property values. Neighborhoods with mature, healthy trees tend to attract higher real estate prices because people are naturally drawn to greenery and the sense of peace and privacy it brings. In urban planning, the integration of green spaces filled with trees has been shown to reduce crime rates and improve public safety, illustrating how trees influence not only the physical world, but also social dynamics. In agriculture, trees support productivity through a method called agroforestry, an ancient yet increasingly essential practice, where trees are planted among crops and livestock. These systems protect soil health, increase biodiversity, and offer shade to animals and crops, thereby stabilizing yields and creating diversified income streams for farmers. In parts of Africa and Asia, smallholder farmers who implement agroforestry techniques often experience more sustainable harvests and are more resilient to droughts and floods. Furthermore, trees are a renewable source of timber, medicine, fruit, nuts, oils, and other products essential to the global economy. But to harvest these benefits responsibly, we must balance utilization with conservation. The destruction of forests, especially tropical rainforests, like the Amazon, represents not only a loss of biodiversity, but the removal of Earth's natural air purifiers and carbon banks. The Amazon alone holds an estimated 150 to 200 billion metric tons of carbon, and losing it could push global warming past critical tipping points. Forest degradation also increases the risk of zoonotic diseases, those passed from animals to humans, by bringing wildlife into closer contact with people. Thus, deforestation isn't just an environmental issue, it's a public health concern and a moral one, too. Trees connect continents through the atmosphere. Moisture released by forests in one region can influence rainfall patterns thousands of miles away. For example, the Congo Basin, often called the world's second lung, influences weather in the Sahel and even parts of Europe. What we do to trees in one part of the world affects communities in another, demonstrating the planet's in. When we speak of saving the trees, we are in fact talking about saving the balance of all life. In the face of climate change, trees serve as silent first responders. They cool cities, reduce air conditioning demands, and provide shelter during heat waves. In hurricane-prone regions, coastal mangrove forests, a unique type of tree ecosystem, act as natural buffers, reducing storm surge and protecting inland communities. In mountainous regions, trees stabilize slopes and prevent landslides. They are nature's infrastructure, cheaper, more effective, and more sustainable than most man-made solutions. And yet, despite all these benefits, trees are too often seen as obstacles to development instead of partners in it. Roads are paved through forests, land is cleared for industrial farming, and wood is harvested unsustainably to meet demand. But if we shifted our mindset to value trees not just as resources, but as living systems that underpin every breath we take and every structure we build, our policies, cities, and economies would reflect greater wisdom. Reforesting degraded lands, protecting ancient woodlands, and planting urban trees should be seen not just as green initiatives, but as investments in life itself. Trees don't ask much, just space, time, and care. But what they give in return is immeasurable: stability, serenity, shelter, and sustenance for all species, including our own. Trees are also deeply embedded in our cultural identities, serving as more than ecological assets. They are sacred symbols, community landmarks, and living monuments to time. From the towering redwoods of California to the baobabs of Madagascar, trees have silently witnessed centuries of human history and natural transformation. Entire cultures have been built around the cycles of planting, nurturing, and harvesting from trees. Olive trees in the Mediterranean, for instance, represent peace, endurance, and continuity, with some groves dating back thousands of years still bearing fruit, still offering shade, still standing as a bridge between ancient civilizations and modern society. In indigenous communities across the globe, trees are often treated as ancestors, not resources. Their wood may be used, but not without ceremony. Their presence is respected, not taken for granted. This reverence reflects a wisdom that modern society is just beginning to rediscover, that our relationship with nature must be reciprocal, not extractive. Unfortunately, in today's rapidly industrializing world, this spiritual connection has been eroded by a transactional mindset. Forests are often seen merely in terms of board feet and acres of land, rather than as vibrant, breathing ecosystems that sustain the planet's rhythm. Environmental justice, too, cannot be separated from the issue of trees. Low-income neighborhoods and marginalized communities are far more likely to suffer from tree deserts. Urban areas with minimal green coverage. These areas experienced higher temperatures, poorer air quality, and increased rates of asthma, heat-related illnesses, and even psychological stress. Conversely, wealthier communities tend to have tree-lined streets, parks, and green spaces, contributing not only to physical health but to mental well-being, community cohesion, and lower crime rates. Thus, tree equity, the fair distribution of tree coverage, is not just about beautification, but about basic human rights. Planting a tree in an underserved neighborhood can be an act of restoration, a signal that the people who live there deserve clean air, dignity, and attention. That single act can ripple through generations, influencing how children grow up, how they see their community, and how they relate to the world around them. Because trees, unlike most human-built structures, grow with us. A sapling planted today may one day become the spot where a teenager reads their first book alone, or a young couple shares a conversation that changes the trajectory of their lives. A tree planted in front of a house may witness decades of memories, birthdays, funerals, laughter, and healing. And when we plant a tree, we're not just contributing to the carbon balance of the atmosphere, we're gifting the future, something rooted in the present, something tangible and real, in a world that often feels increasingly digital and detached. Trees are time capsules, offering continuity in a world obsessed with speed. Their slow, deliberate growth reminds us of patience. Their seasonal cycles remind us of resilience. Even in the face of drought, frost, or pruning, trees keep growing, always reaching for the light. In this way, they mirror our own journey through adversity. When we feel cut down, stripped bare, or cast into shadow, trees remind us that regrowth is always possible and that healing, like branches stretching toward the sky, may take time, but it is inevitable if we stay rooted and nourished. Trees are our oldest teachers, silently modeling the very principles of life we so often forget: to stay grounded, to stretch upward, to remain flexible in the wind, and to give more than we take.